Hey everybody, this is Bishop. I wanted to do this video today because today was the start of the Casey Anthony trial. She is on trial for the murder of her young toddler daughter. And today's proceedings they were beginning the process of selecting a jury. So they invited out about over 80 individuals to be questioned to sort of identify who could be potential jurors. And this process is going to go on for the entire week. Trial is scheduled to begin officially, opening statements of May 17th. One of the first things that happened today was Judge Perry handed down a ruling to say basically the smell, the new evidence of taking tests based on smell to identify a substance will be admitted into the court, allowing the jury to make a determination as to whether or not if that information is admissible. Or not so much if it's admissible, but if anything, if the jurors decide that they want to really put weight on that evidence and think that it's accurate. I agree with Judge Perry. Listen, DNA evidence had to start in some case. So all of these people that are giving this feedback saying, hey, this isn't the time to let in new evidence that's never been vetted, never been verified. Listen, it all has to start somewhere. This is the same argument people gave about DNA evidence, but this DNA evidence has turned around and changed the lives of so many people whose lives were over because someone else said they did something that DNA proved they didn't. So in this case, I think that the judge is right. Let the jurors decide for themselves if they think that the science is valid. Another point that I wanted to talk about was something that struck out to me today in reference to Casey's behavior. This is the first time I've ever seen Casey in any way really give off so much emotion. And I think that today was because she finally realized this shit is real. Okay? This is not a game. This is not a movie. You can't smile your way out of this. You can't blink your way out of it. There's no way to get out of this. Justice will be served one way or the other. She will either be acquitted or she will be found guilty. But life will deal her a hand, and it may be the hand that she doesn't enjoy, but she's going to have to deal with this. This is one time she can't run away from her problems. So I have to admit, for a second, it kind of affected me, like, wow, I hurt for her because her kid is dead, and then I'm reminded, hey, you're here because they think you killed your kid. So I can't forget that. So I will be watching again tomorrow to see how they continue to come up with jurors for this trial. They released over 50% of the jurors that they got today just with the early talks about hardship. So it'll be interesting to see if the judge is able to get 12 jurors from the remaining jurors that he has, or if they're going to actually have to call out more individuals. But I think the longer this process goes on, the more likely it's going to be harder to find a jury of her peers that can give her a fair trial. No matter what we think about Casey Anthony as a person, she deserves the right to a fair trial. That is all of our rights, whether we're right or whether we're wrong. We have the right to stand up in court and tell a bold-faced lie and say, Your Honor, I plead not guilty, even though you know damn well you did every bit of it. But the burden isn't on you to prove that you're innocent. The burden is on the prosecution to prove that she's guilty. And so if they do their job, the jury will find her guilty. If they pull an O.J. Simpson, the jury won't find her guilty. So they have to be very, very, very careful. So I intend to stay glued to the news reports. I've been following this case for several years, long before it got to actual court and all of this. But I've been following this case ever since this little girl first came up missing, before it was even thought that the mother had anything to do with it. And when I first heard it, I said, the mother's got something to do with that. Something just was off. Whose kid goes up missing for 31 days and you don't call? Hell, even Baby looks for her kids after 30 days. I mean, really, come on now. So I'll continue to watch. I hope you guys are watching too. And if you can't, check out my videos and my site for more information. Thanks. Peace.